welcome back to the Park Fam channel, and this time we're packing for the 24 hours of Le Mans.
First, I just say, what we're going to do is we're going to ignore whatever's going on with my nails right now. Between Monaco and Le Mans, quite a bit of a gap, not enough to get my nails done in between, so we're broken, and that's okay. We're also going to ignore whatever the hell is going on with my hair and the hat situation. I think the only time you guys have ever seen me in a hat is when I'm at a racetrack, but alas, there's a heatwave right now in the UK.
So a little disclaimer, I'm filming this on my tripod and I know that I'm like just maybe not very good in frame, but this is as high as the tripod goes. But to be honest, it's more about the stuff that I'm packing than about me, so it should be all good.
We are going to be going through our little Le Mans pack and prep kind of need to have to prepare for Le Mans.
This video we're mostly focused on the camping part of Le Mans because we already made one of these videos, but that was our first year. We didn't do camping, but there are still a lot of useful tips in that video.
Camping is obviously always not the most suitable option for people. Some people really hate camping. I'd never camped before. I camped Le Mans and now I've camped at multiple racing events. Now, if you're watching this ahead of this year's Le Mans because you are going away and planning on camping this year, then hopefully this kind of helps in the little bits that you need ahead of camping.
What I shortly want to touch on going for anything outside of camping, an umbrella. Take an umbrella because even for the sun or the rain, it works miracles for both.
When it comes to packing clothes, pack everything. Currently right now, as we're filming this, we still have over a week until we go to Le Mans, so I haven't actually packed any of my clothes and I haven't decided what I'm wearing. So I know that this year I'm taking a very, very wide mix because that second year I packed mainly for warmer weather and had a little bit for cold weather and proceeded to freeze to death, and it made it even worse when my only legs, I think they were a pair of joggers, got wet and I was then screwed and had to borrow someone else's because if not I was going to freeze to death. And then last year, because of that, because also all the nights were so cold, I packed more cold than I did warm and it was roasting hot and we got sunburn.
At least one set of everything. So one thing for like extreme heat, but also even if it says 30 degrees all week long, take something for a freezing night because it will cool down a lot during the night.
This year I'm making sure I make it a very, very 50-50 split, and that's one thing I recommend to you guys. Make sure you pack a very 50-50 split of clothing and gear to wear.
Especially I found on track, we're always staying, there's a car coming, I don't know how loud that is. Because we're always staying on track during the whole 24 hours and it's always freezing cold. So clothing wise, take, like I said, at least one of everything so you're prepared for everything. Because also with the weather, sometimes the weather app says one thing and then it changes to another. So just make sure you've got enough of that.
When I'm at track, I really do not bother about dressing up. Normally the only time I will wear makeup and dress up for the track is on the grid walk day, pit lane walk, whatever you want to call it. I do normally get myself kind of dolled up when it comes to the parade. On race day, I wear nothing. But with that obviously being said, I do take my entire makeup bag. You can take the girl camping, but you can't take the no, you can put the girl into camping, but you can't take the camping out of the... No, you can put the girl in camping, but you can't take the girl out of the girl. I don't know. I love everything girly. I just love it, and that ain't gonna stop just because I'm camping, and it shouldn't have to. It's not gonna stop because I'm at a racing event. It's not gonna stop for anything. If I want to be girly and I want to get done up, I will. So in terms, this is my makeup bag currently. When I say my entire makeup kit, it's not actually my entire makeup kit, but my everyday makeup. I'll have a mix of different foundations because right now I am tanned and I always match my chest. If I were to match, I'm not about to give you guys a makeup lecture, but you should not be matching your foundation to your face. You should be matching your foundation to your neck or your chest. Do not let anyone make you feel bad if you want to take your makeup and you do your makeup at the track.
Then a few things that I am not packing because we're going with a group, so some people are packing different things, but which I do want to say is very helpful to get while camping are obviously bin bags. You don't want to have your trash going everywhere around the camp place, obviously. Other than that, I think I've got quite bigger range that I can cover, so let's get this started.
In terms of like things that are actually of deep importance, we obviously need somewhere to sleep. So this is my tent. It is a big tent. It's a 4-person tent, I believe. And honestly, I'm not going in here to get the instructions out to tell you if it is a 4-person tent or not.
So first up is a tent. This is my tent. I would highly recommend this tent. We do no sponsors, no advertisements, so this is just for me, for my opinion. This is the black and white tent, and the best thing about this tent is that it doesn't get heated in the morning. So when you wake up and the sun is on your tent, it doesn't feel like a sauna. It's just cool, calm, and obviously this is so easy to take.
It has a bedroom that zips off, and then you can open up the bedroom and it comes into kind of a living area space where you can roll up and close the front to go in and out from. And the reason I got this one is because the first year we were camping, pretty much everyone else was driving. I was not driving, and because of this, most people were keeping their suitcase stuff in their car, and I knew I didn't have that privilege and thus needed to get a bigger tent where I could keep my stuff. So I have the bedroom area where I sleep in, and then the living area to keep my luggage. So this was perfect. It's out sunny one, and it's pretty good. It's just the worst thing in the world to put up. Very easy to take down, but I think this year when it comes to putting it up, we're gonna have better luck with it because I know exactly what to do now. When I enlisted a man, it went terribly wrong. When I enlisted a woman, Celeste, it went fantastically. So I know who to enlist this year to help me with this. Mine has all the sticks and the wires and all that jazz. Hers just...
Obviously it's like a small tent, so you can like stand up in your tent. You don't have different rooms in it, but it's easy, it's quick, it's quite spacious. I got the 3-person one, which is more than enough for 1 person, but you still then have some space around you, so highly recommend that one.
Keeping on with the tent. Inside of the tent, I always bring a double sleeping bag. Now, I actually do not know where my double sleeping bag is. I need to find it. This is just much better than a single sleeping bag. I can't lie, I've slept in single sleeping bags, and honestly, most suffocating experience of my life. Honestly, get a double sleeping bag even if you're on your own. Alongside that, I also just bring a pillow from my bed. I literally just grab one of the pillows from my bed and take that with me. And I also have this green blanket that I brought from Le Mans the first year we camped because we didn't realize how cold it was going to be and I wanted an extra layer. So I bought that. It's fantastic. I think it's waterproof somehow, but I'm not entirely sure how it's waterproof. It is literally just a simple green blanket. It's just a single Tex Home Basic 125 by 150 centimeters. I bought this from the Carrefour near the track. When you pack for Le Mans, you pack a significant amount of layers when it comes to sleeping, but also enough layers that when it gets to the evening time and say you're just sat around, say we're sat in the gazebo or something, I'm already in a tracksuit, having a blanket is fantastic for those times where you're not ready to go back into your tent, but it's a little bit chilly, so you just want to chuck something over yourself. Blanket, perfect. One thing I brought last year that I need to recommend, and I can see it with my eyes right now, it was the best decision I ever made. My Udi. I brought my Udi, and if you know what an Udi is, it's a big, oversized, fluffy kind of like hoodie, right? It's huge, and they're very, very warm. When it was a little bit chilly in the evenings, I just chucked that bad boy on, and I was toasty warm, and I wish I had that the year before. So if you have an Udi, bring your Udi.
So next up, sleeping bed and sleeping bag. I always go with this sleeping bag. I've bought this a million years ago. I would say just make sure you invest in a good sleeping bag because you will be using it a lot, and then that goes the same for your air mattress or sleeping bed, whatever you want to call it. This is a 2-person one, as you can see. It used to be fitting in this small bag. I don't know how to fold these things. They never fold back the way they came, but yeah. I would also say invest in a good air mattress or bedding or whatever you prefer, but make sure you got a good investment in that, because with us we're sleeping a week at Le Mans, so you don't want to like get back pains and neck problems because you don't have a good sleeping bed. So yeah, I would say invest in that.
And it is not fully in the box because last time we used it for Elms in September, we couldn't get it back in the box. And that is a air mattress. This is literally just one from Amazon. My god, please double check your air mattresses. Do not have a hole in them before you go, because the second you start deflating to the floor, good luck, Charlie. So yeah, so I have a double air mattress. Some people do a roll mat, some people do straight on the floor. If you're camping for a week, I recommend getting an air mattress and just firming that. There is, however, no electricity at the campsite. So when it comes to blowing up the air mattress, you kind of do need a car. So if you don't have a car, air mattress probably is not going to be all that good unless you've got one that you can, unless you get a foot pump.
Then a second tent. This we're taking new this year, but I've already used it at the Nürburgring, and this is really, really nice. This is a changing tent or a showering tent, or I know some people even use it as a toilet tent. But yeah, again, very small, compact, so easy to take. And it just makes it much easier when you just have a tent where you can't stand up in and you need to change clothes and you're lying on your airbed like trying to get changed. These tents are a lifesaver.
I think the only other thing in terms of comfort that I got, a chair. You need a chair. You need a chair no matter when or what you're doing when it comes to Le Mans, especially because most of the tickets they sell for Le Mans are general admission. So if you have a grandstand ticket and you're camping, if you have a grandstand ticket and you're camping, you'll still need a camping chair of some sort. Whether that be, I don't know, a sofa or some sort of seat or whatever.
Then we got our sofa. As you can probably tell, it's quite heavy. This is so good. This is a blow-up sofa. We're obviously going by car. We don't have electric, but we can blow it up with like the car pump, the air pump. But yeah, a good chair, sofa or whatever is really important, because if you're going for a week camping at Le Mans, that you have a lot of free time, especially on the Wednesday and Thursday. You basically have the whole day off. If you don't do the drives parade, Friday is a whole day off. Tuesday you only have the driver signing. So we tend to spend a lot of time on camp, so having a comfortable seating area is so important to us.
You need a chair, even if you're grandstand, because when you're around the camp, you don't want to have to be secluded to just your tent. This one is a comfort one. I don't have, no, there's something on this thing. It's very, very big. This is a comfort one, so it's got a taller back, it's comfier on the back, and it's also got like cup holders and whatnot. If all of your sitting is always done in the exact same camping chair firsthand, you need one that's as comfy as possible, because that's the best way forward.
Then another thing that I don't have with me right now, because I'll be on track this weekend and I need it, but a good camping chair. So like I said, you'll be spending a lot of time probably on the camping, and a good camping chair is really a must. Like I said, we're also spending the whole 24 hours on the track, which means you're spending basically probably like, what, 20 hours in that chair.
If the whole time you're sitting is in the same chair, you will start to ache and it will start to get uncomfortable. So one thing we always bring is a picnic blanket. This one served us well last year. It literally just like wraps up into this so you can hold it, carry it. People then take it in turns, whether they lay down there, sit in chairs, anything like that. So having a camping blanket is picnic blanket, whatever you want to call it. Great investment.
Then we got this little cooking stove. Obviously you can make this as crazy as you want. This is just an easy small cooking stove. I will show you. It looks like this basically. So you can just put a small pan or pot on it, and then you have these gas bottles that you just put in, and then you're using gas instead of obviously electricity even. So yeah, obviously again, this is just easy to take. It's small, you can heat up water and pasta and whatever you want to cook. We do always tend to get a barbecue as well, but there is like this massive store very close to track, so we always get it there because we're just very limited on space in the cars. We have small cars and then a lot of stuff with a lot of people, so we buy the barbecue and food, water, drinks, everything. We buy that at the big ass store. They have everything. And remember the first year we went camping, my air mattress, it deflated. I don't know if it was broken, but it deflated, so I could go back to that supermarket, but I'll call it a store because they have everything, and I could buy a new air mattress. So in case anything breaks or you're like, oh damn, I forgot that store has literally everything. You could buy TVs, and then you could buy cheese, and then you could buy tents. So they've got everything, but obviously it's nice to be prepared.
The most important part, I feel like there are two really important parts when it comes to camping. The first is the gazebo, which Celeste has.
So the one thing I can't show you, but we are taking, is a massive gazebo or party tent, or we call it our house because that's how big it is, but that is stored somewhere else because we literally don't have the space to store it. That's how big it is.
We had a regular gazebo that had no walls, kind of just like a kind of party gazebo, no walls the first year. That blew away. We came back and it was halfway across the thing. We had to sort it back. And then for last year we upgraded and we got a bigger gazebo. So the other one was quite small. We fit our 2 tables underneath it and us inside just about, but when it got really windy, when it rained, we did have to go to our tents.
Invest, especially like I said, if you're going for the full week, I would invest in a good party tent or gazebo or anything you can just have as a sort of your living room, if that makes sense. Like I said, we're also all doing tents, so it's not like you're gonna spend time in your tent. I mean, I get if you have a caravan or a camper and you have like this little seating area in your camper, then you have that space. But if you're just doing tents, it's really nice to have a sort of center. We noem it. I'm going full Dutch here. We call it our town square or town center or house, like I said. And it's just really nice to have a communal place where everyone can just sit and chill and all the like important stuff is. And especially because, like I said, it could say that it's 30 degrees all weekend and week, and then it just starts raining.
We'd prepared for the fact that it was going to rain, and it didn't rain. We've had very, very mixed times when it comes to Le Mans.
It's nice to have something where you can keep your stuff dry as well. So massive gazebo. It's always a pain in the ass to set it up, so if you want to have a laugh, make sure you check out the vlogs for this year, which are obviously coming up, because last year we struggled, and I don't know if it will go any better this year, so yeah, we'll see. But gazebo, I don't have it here. I literally can't show you. Talked about the air mattresses and the blow up sofas.
We actually bought a car air, what the hell is that called? Inflator? I don't know, we got an inflator thingy, electronic pump.
So we got this air pump that you connect to your car
to blow up the double air mattress. I don't have it right now, it's in Elliot's car.
Like I said, we're in a place where we don't have electricity, so blowing up air beds and sofas with like a foot pump or no, it's warm enough as it is. So we've got this car charger, so you can put it in the car, blow it up.
We just kind of kept the car bits in Elliot's car. Oh, hello. No, don't headbutt my tripod, please. We got one of those sun deflectors that you put in your car window. We grabbed one of those, and then we also grabbed a car plugged inflator for stuff.
So like I said before, paper towels, paper toilet rolls. We just got, honestly, the cheapest one, XXL, I think. XXXL. But yeah, they're just easy to clean up things.
We also grabbed a bunch of napkins. These are 2 packs of 50, so we got 100 napkins. These are just very helpful for things like dinner time and whatnot. In terms of things that you don't really think about needing until you're kind of there, you're like, oh shit, but surprisingly enough, we were smart enough to think about this. Washing up supplies. So I've got a pack of sponges. This pack of sponges quite literally only gets used for Le Mans. We also have some washing up gloves. We have a giant thing of washing up liquid. So we do have just like the basic washing up necessities, sponge, liquid, washing up gloves. You don't need too much. You just need enough stuff to be able to wash up.
First up is obviously cutlery. Nice. Mugs, plastic boards we have. Plates, even boards.
This is a 31-piece dining set. It's cost us £6. This comes with plates, so it's got 6 plates. It's got 6 cups as well, so if anyone's forgotten a cup, we have more cups. And then it has 6 knives, 6 forks, and 6 spoons, and it comes in this little container as well.
These kind of things. Make sure, basically, what I would suggest is make sure it's easy to clean and it can take like a fall. So don't take stone plates. Is that stone that you call it? Yeah, I think stone plates. Because if you drop them, they will break, and yeah, you're at a camping, so you will drop things will be like thrown around, whatever. So plastic.
I have plastic cups. Now, I will not be taking all of these plastic cups. I just don't know which one I am taking yet. I'll probably take a couple.
Make sure you clean it up. Be nice to the environment, but plastic cutlery it works the best, I think.
Mug. Always important to have a mug. I just have a little camping mug.
Then cooking utensils. We got this little thing. We got a frying pan. Someone else is taking, I think, a cooking pan. And then we got I do not know what you call that in English. A water boil pan.
This absolute beauty. This comes in handy so much. This is a kettle, if you aren't aware.
Is that what it is? A water boil kettle? Kettle, maybe a kettle. Oh my god, a water kettle, basically. And then it whistles when it's done boiling the water.
Goes on to one of the gas cookers, which Celeste has. Boil lots of water. We use this a lot.
This might be the worst explanation ever. But yeah.
I take with me as well is this is just a little camping frying pan. Each year we have lost this part, which is the handle. So it's just normally like a dish on the thing, and then we all have to hope for the best.
Make sure you have some of these. Like I said, we're also getting a barbecue most of the times, and then some meat to do a barbecue. You can obviously like eat on track, and we have a spot on the camping where they also have like a little area with a big big screen and some drinks and food you can get there. But being there for a week, you don't want to eat pizza every single day, at least I don't. So sometimes cooking up some pasta, making eggs in the morning, pot noodles and pot pasta, we have a lot of those. So yeah, it's always nice to have something.
We grabbed one of these. This comes with chopping board. We never have a chopping board. We normally use a plate to chop up everything onto, and it's a pain in the ass. So when we saw this and added chopping board, we were like, fantastic, because we were saying this year we needed to get a chopping board for that matter. But this also comes with tongs, a spatula, and then 2 silicone spoons. This is just very, very useful. Tongs, you always need tongs. It's easier to flip burgers and sausages. We always forget to bring tongs. This bad boy here is a water carrier. Recommend having a water carrier. There are outdoor taps which you can go and get water from. They're good for things like putting water in a kettle to boil for different things. We normally fill this bad boy up with water from the tap, and then we have this at the campsite for anyone that needs water at any given point for any given reason.
Then going on to lighting, or lights basically. We got a flashlight, which is obviously very nice if you need to go... Oh, yeah, this is a double one. So you got this, and then you got this one at the back. But yeah, this is obviously very nice if you need to go to the toilet in the night or basically during the evening, because obviously when the sun goes down, it's dark. So even if you want to go to the toilet to brush your teeth before you go to bed, obviously a flashlight. I know some people also use headlights. I'm personally not a fan, but if it works, it works. So any kind of light you can take with you, because again, obviously you're probably used to using your torch on your phone or your flashlight on your phone, but you don't want to drain a battery. I know that having your flashlight on isn't gonna instantly drain your phone battery, but every little thing helps. Then I got these Neo 4D Nürburgring, which are basically fairy lights or Christmas lights, and you can like put them around your tent. So it's solar powered, which is very nice, because once again, no electricity. So solar powered, and then you can take this out. It's like a spinning thingy. And these are all fairy lights, and then you can put them around your tent or your gazebo, party tent, whatever it is that you want to put them around. And it's just very small, easy. And then this big sort of white platform also serves as a light. You get this little remote with it. I don't know if it's powered enough to show you. You can put it in timer as well, so if you want to have it on before you go to bed and then make sure it goes out on its own and you don't have to get out of your tent to put it off. It has a timer function as well. I got these on Amazon. If you want any links to any products, like I said, we're not sponsored or anything, so this is just me advising you and showing you what we bring. But if there is anything you really want to get and need a link for, just let us know in the comments and we can sort you out.
Got some of these bad boys. These are from, I want to say B&M. These are just little stainless steel lights, solar powered lights, so we can stick them into the ground and be able to see around our campsite as we walk, because normally we're phone torching or hand torching to try and see where we're going, so these will hopefully help a little bit with sight.
And then we got these as well, which are also solar powered, and you can like do this, and then you can hang them up in either the gazebo or the party tent. That's what we mostly use them for. It also has magnetic things. We don't have anything magnetic, but if you have like a fridge, or maybe some people have like these big cooking kitchen blocks, basically, maybe that's easy to put it on. Also with this, you can just hang it somewhere. With these as well, you can put it down anywhere. But yeah, these are just really, really nice to have. I remember the first time going camping, I didn't really think about how dark it gets, and then you were just sat around the table and it was like pitch black, and you wanted to play, for example, a card game or something, and it was like, oh yeah, we don't have any lights. So don't underestimate how dark it gets once the sun actually goes down. So make sure you got enough lights. It's better to have too much than too many.
Got one of these bad boys that I need to put some more batteries in before we go. You pull that up, it shines a light, and then you can just hang it up somewhere. We normally have these inside of the gazebo. Extra guy lines, like I said, always bring spares. It's just, you need to bring spares when it comes to things like guy lines and pegs. Bring spare pegs, bring spare guy lines. This is a little hook thing, so you hammer your hooks all the way down with a mallet. Someone's got a mallet. I don't know who's got a mallet. Someone's got a mallet that's bringing a mallet. Then
obviously, if you're camping and you're doing tents, make sure you got one of these guys, especially with the hook at the end, because then it makes it easier to take the packs out once you need to clean up.
You need to get the hooks out. like a little hook thing just in case.
Then a few new things that we got is storage bits. So this is like a little net you can put in between tables, which we used at the Nürburgring. It was very helpful. We just put like the plates and the utensils there, so you don't have them like laying around on the table all the time and they're just stored away. Then two new things that we haven't used at all. This, but we're planning on hanging this on the gazebo, and then you have like these spaces where you can put whatever in. Like I said, I remember from the previous year that we had so much stuff just laying everywhere, which obviously because we didn't have anywhere else to put it, so the books were on the table, the plates were on the table, everyone's shit was on the table basically, and then there was stuff on the ground everywhere, because with tents you don't really have, you have enough space to put things in your tent, but it's not very convenient. And then I remember we had a lot of stuff in the car as well, but then you have to go to the car every single time. So yeah, storage. This is like a hanging thing, and then it has little storage spaces. So like I said, maybe for books, utensils, but also like the kitchen rolls, for example. We left the kitchen rolls just on the table, but then if a glass with like drink fell on the table, then we could throw away the kitchen roll because it was soaked. So having a sort of storage to put those kind of things there. The cans for the cooking stove, they were always just laying around somewhere, and if one of them was empty and we had to refill it, was like, where are the cans? And we were like, I have no fucking clue, there should be anywhere. So yeah, things like that. Maybe sunglasses. I'm just thinking about some random thing.
This is actually currently what's holding all of my makeup. I got this because firsthand I just thought this would be fun for travel. It keeps all of my makeup and my skincare stuff in it perfectly fine when I'm traveling with just a backpack, which is what I normally do when I go to a race. In terms of Le Mans, so when I open this, it's going to have all my makeup in because I haven't unpacked it from Monaco, which might sound bad, but I've just been using it out of here and thingy. It's got a little clasp here and it's got a hook, and it rolls open like this, and you can hang this up somewhere. It's perfect for when you're going away to put your stuff in, like your makeup and whatnot, skincare, and you just hang it up. I'm bringing this to Le Mans, not for my makeup purposes, because I don't need to. I've got my makeup bag. But I'm bringing this because, as you can see, it's got this big pouch down here, and then it's got loads of little pockets and whatnot up here. They're not that big, but they're relatively a decent size, and I just thought this would be good to hang up in the inside of the gazebo to hold things like cutlery, cleaning bits, whatever we need it for, and it's just easy to roll away like this.
Alright, then the second one is a little bit different, but basically the same. It's just more square-ish. This one as well. I hope you can see it alright. So this one as well, you can just hang it up. We're just hanging it up on the gazebo, and then you have just some space to put anything and everything. So yeah, like I said, we noticed that there was just stuff laying everywhere and you couldn't really find the things you needed to find because you didn't know where you left it, and then someone else picked it up and put it away. And so I'm hoping these storage things will really help in that, and you just have like a set place for certain things, which will make it really nice, I think.
I was going to show you guys what I'm bringing camera-wise. I am bringing the camera that you guys are on right now. You can't even see it, but I'm bringing the camera. And I do bring 4 batteries with me. I have 2 of my little normal Canon batteries. I charge these before I go, and I cannot bring my charger with me for those because, alas, it is a plug charger, and I just haven't got a, whatchamacallit, like a other kind of charger for it to be able to charge it through my brick and everything. And then I have 2 others which I've just bought from Amazon. I cannot show you them because, alas, I actually don't know where my other one is. My Monaco stuff is a bit all over the place right now, so I need to find those to charge those, and you guys have the other one in right now because that battery just died, so I had to change it. They are fantastic. They have a USB-C port on the actual charger, so I can plug them in to my brick and charge them through there. Talking of bricks, I normally bring 3 of these. Now, there is no electricity on the campsite we stay at. I think one of the campsites, or 2 of them maybe, have electric. That's not the campsite we're at, and there's no other way to get any sort of electricity to charge anything, so you will need power banks. I did have 2 of these. These are 22.5 watt, 27,000 mAh. This does need charging. It's got 2 USBs, a USB-C and a USB-A, 2 USB, 1 USB-C and a micro A. I can't remember if it's micro USB or just heard the eagles cawing. Yeah, so I normally bring 2 of these. However, I don't know where my second one is. And then I also have a solar powered one, but the solar power never seems to work on there. Alas, live, laugh, love. So I do need to find the second one of this or buy another one of these. Always better to have too many than not enough. But this does normally give me 4 to 5 charges. The other one also normally gives me about 4 charges. So that's 8. And I just like to be able to have more than 1 charge a day, especially when I also have my batteries to charge, so we can continue to bring you guys content with the camera.
Another thing about charging is this solar pad. You put this in the sun and then at the back you can like put in your phone or whatever you want and you can charge it up. Obviously this will never be as strong as just plugging in your phone into a socket, so it will charge but it will be very slow and it will not like charge fully. So this is mostly like a backup for if any power banks run out. And about that as well, power banks, make sure you invest in a good power bank. I know they can be expensive, but it is so worth it. Like I said, you don't want your phone dying. Also because we obviously need to drive back, we need to route to drive back. So yeah, power banks, I would say they might be expensive if you want a good one, but they're so worth it because it takes away so much stress of being like, what if my phone doesn't make it?
You don't really have much to do in the day, and also I do get up very, very early compared to others at our campsite. I'm normally the first person up, and I normally just get up and I go sit in the gazebo. In that time, I normally read, so I will take a large variety of different books with me. I normally roughly take anywhere between 3 to 5 books with me. It depends on the size of the books. Over prepare and bring a large variety of books, because I know for me, on the Monday driving down, I probably won't read, but then on the Tuesday in the morning, I will get up and I will read before I get ready to go to the track. We'll then go to the track for the driver signing, come back, have dinner, and I'll probably do some reading in the evening. We'll probably play some games and whatnot. And then the Wednesday and the Thursday, from what I did last year, which will probably be what I do this year, I woke up, I picked up my book, I started reading. I then made some breakfast and coffee when Celeste got up. After I had breakfast, I normally then just sat and read, and I just read and read and read until I either needed to go to the Carrefour to get stuff for dinner, or I needed to go to the track, and that's just what I did both Wednesday and Thursday. And then I do take my book to the track with me. She always used to take her book to the concert her friend dragged her to, and he always thought she was like the other girls. What a life we used to live in our teen years. Anyway, so always bring something for entertainment. I know Celeste is bringing some different games and stuff like that. I do always bring a deck of cards with me as well. That's one thing. To be fair, that's one thing I say you should always have in your bag anyway, just in general in life. ID, purse, deck of cards, because you never know when a deck of cards could come in handy, and you can create so many games with a deck of cards. A couple of different games. I might whip out, and bring that. Just things to keep yourself entertained, because when you've got nothing going on, you're gonna get a bit bored.
A frisbee, a badminton racket, and this thing is so broken that it always goes through these holes. So I also have taken a ball this year, so yeah, whatever. Like I said, you have quite a lot of free time, so it's nice to, if you enjoy that, take some of those things so you can like entertain yourself. I know me and the girlies, which is just Alice this year, we like to read a lot, so we obviously taking our books, maybe some puzzle books or like anything. We don't have like limited internet, at least I don't. And then like I said, you don't have electricity, so thing you have to charge your phone with, so you don't want to spend hours watching series or movies or TikTok or Instagram, because your phone will drain, you don't have battery, and at the end of the week, if your power banks are not working anymore, you won't have a phone. So other things than your phone to entertain yourself, take them. Then obviously sunscreen, but that is just a general life advice. Always bring sun cream. Even if the sun's not there, the UV rays will be there. You can burn.
On the sun cream, I need to get a new sun cream because it's been boiling hot here in the UK, so I've used up all my sun cream. Very, very important, because if you get burnt, you're going to be uncomfortable for the rest of the week there, so after sun would help.
And then wipes. Any type of wet wipes are very nice to have, because if you have been camping before, but if you've never been camping, things will get a lot dirtier than you think, and just your hands sometimes get sticky, and then you can't just like walk over to a water source and wash your hands because there's no soap, there's no water. If you're far away from it, you have to walk for miles. So, or like these kind of gels, like the alcoholic hand cleaning gels. I also don't really know what you call them. But yeah, these things are easy to forget, but make sure you don't, because they're very helpful.
I think that's literally everything I've got that I can show you guys to be like, you need to bring this.
Obviously, I don't know what everyone's budget is, but I would say if you're spending money on anything, those things are really something you want to make an investment in, because it will just make it so much comfortable.
Other things that I do recommend bringing are teamwear. Always bring, you know what, come kitted out. Well, it's Le Mans, come kitted out. The amount of people that rock up in team gear, phenomenal. I think Le Mans is one of the only races where I see pretty much everybody in some sort of teamwear, whether it's a hat, whether it's a top, a jumper, anything, come in team gear.
So a few other loose tips, not very related to camping, but just to the 24 hours of Le Mans, is the showers. They're really good, but make sure you obviously take some kind of slipper or Crocs or anything. So because there's a lot of grass around and a lot of like muddy places, so getting in the shower, most people clean up after themselves and it isn't too bad, but especially if it rains a lot, it can get a bit muddy.
Bring a hat, bring sunnies, bring sun cream, but also bring layers, bring warmth, bring thermals. You never know what's going to happen. Before you leave, it could say it's gonna be sunny all week and it then could rain all week.
Just enjoy it. Honestly, it is, and it could be very chaotic. I don't know, I'm going for the fourth time I'm going for the fourth time now, and even though the basic week is always the same, like I said, Tuesday you have autograph session, Wednesday, Thursday you have qualifying, and then Friday you have the driver's parade, and then it's obviously race day, but still every year has been so different, because sometimes you come across things, sometimes you see certain things, like, oh, let's have a look at that. So like I said, it can be very chaotic. There could be times that it doesn't go the way you planned it, but that is at 24 hours, and I would just say enjoy that.
If you have things that you want to get signed, so say you have a favorite driver that's going to be there and you're going to be there the whole week, bring some things for them to sign. Fangirl to your core, or fanboy to your core. It's the 24 hours of Le Mans. You gotta have some sort of joy. There is so many kind of like memorabilia bits as well that you can get there. There are the stores at Le Mans are second to none. What are they, like almost like massive like crates, like mini motorhomes with stores and everything in with their merch. And it's not even just the big teams. I'm not talking just like Ferrari have it, Alpine have it, all that lot, but like your smaller teams will also have, whether it's just a stall, whether it's like a kind of like a building thing with it in. There is so much possibility for merch to be bought there. On top of that, Le Mans has their own merch there as well that you can buy.
If you take the tram from Le Mans City Center to the track, is one straight line tram. There is a stop, and maybe editing Alice could put in what the stop's name is, because I don't know on top of my head. But there is a stop right across this big store, and they have everything. So if you're ever in need, or if you've forgotten anything, that store will save your life.
I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching.
If you want to get more of a visual on how things look, you can watch back the vlogs from last year, because we did camping there as well. And I think watching the vlogs, you can always pick up some helpful tips and tricks. And we will obviously be vlogging this year, so make sure to keep an eye on the YouTube channel here. If you subscribe, you will not miss any videos, because we're gonna be back in Le Mans in a very short time.
If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow us on all of our different social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, they're all POCFEM_.
And also don't forget to check out our website, which has some very interesting articles as well. So check us out, follow us, subscribe, support us.
We do also have another pack and prep video which we did do prior to ever camping at Le Mans, so you can kind of see how that differs if you want to.
If you have any questions regarding Le Mans, please comment. We will read those and we will reply. You can always send us a DM on Instagram as well if you want to. But yeah, we're happy to help. We're also just Le Mans fans going there, so we're also, like I said, still experience things for the first time. So we're happy to help. We're happy to share our experience. I hope this video was helpful.
And with that being said,
we'll see you in Le Mans. But for now, ciao bella.
Ciao bella.